Oops. Have to. Let me do this. Alright, welcome to class once again. Yeah, today is our live session in mathematics. So I think you can already see some of the questions on the board here. So you just give us like 10 minutes to do some small setup. Yeah, let's say 5 to 10 minutes. All right. So we'll be teaching arithmetic progression. Yeah, sequence and series under arithmetic progression. Right. So all right. We'll just start. We'll start in 10 minutes. That's let's say 5:10. All right. So just stay put and make sure you are active throughout this class session. Yeah. All right. Get your pen, your papers. Stay put. Please do not miss any of this teaching that Sam is going to give us today. So, yeah, just stay put. All right. So I think if you can remember our last session in our live session, we asked if you guys have any problems in mathematics, any topics or questions you like to ask. So if you're having any problems in mathematics, any topic at all in mathematics, you can just comment below in the comment section. So when we see it, we can, let's say, treat it at the end of this class. So yeah, any problem at all in mathematics, any what do you call it, matrices, any of those topics, right, that's giving you a hard time, you can just comment below on the chat. All right, so we'll get back to you. Yeah.
All right, welcome to class. This is El Sam. Today we have an interesting topic that has to do with progression. So we'll start with series and sequences. Then we move to arithmetic progression proper. Then first we'll look at what the arithmetic progression is. Then we'll look at the n term of an arithmetic progression. And then we'll look at the sum of the n terms of an arithmetic or linear progression. So let's go. So let's start with sequence. What is a sequence? A sequence is simply an ordered list of numbers. An ordered list of numbers. The pattern which the order follows is known. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. I believe you can tell me the next three: 7, 8, and 9, right? So now this is a sequence. So because it's an ordered pattern. Look at this: 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. So what will be the next number here? What will be the number here? And what will be the number here? So I'm waiting. I want to hear. Okay. So this will be what? The first one will be what? So let me get the comments. Okay. Can you hear me now? Kindly confirm if you can hear me now. Okay, Chidera says 10, 12, and 14. Yes, that's the previous one. So for okay, so Gloria can hear me. Okay, sorry, Ginika can hear me now. Okay. So now what are the answers to this, and this? This should be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. Now let's do one more sequence. What about 1, 3, 9? Yes, 1, 2, 3. So can you give me the three numbers that we follow to give us this complete sequence? We have three. All right, so bear with us for the break in transmission. It was a network issue. Sorry. Um, all right, so sorry for the break in transmission. So a series, sequence, as we said, ordered list of numbers, while series, addition of a sequence. So when you add a sequence, you get a series. Now, um, a series can be treated as a function. Can I rub this now? I hope you can all hear me. If you can hear me, kindly indicate, please. Let me know that we're on track so that we proceed together. Can you hear me? Okay, so it shows you can hear me. Now, we want to look at series as a function. Okay, let's say we're given this series Tn equals to 2n squared minus 1. Watch, we're given this function of Tn equals to 2n squared minus 1. I will say find the third term. So what do we do in a case like this? For the third term, the n is 3. So in that case, we have T3 equals to what? 2 into n is what? 3 squared minus 1. So this will give us what? 2 multiplied by 3 squared is 9, right? Minus 1. And this will give us what? 2 multiplied by 9 is 18 minus 1, and that's 17. Now, what you do for me is to find the fifth term. Okay? So you have 30 seconds to find the fifth term of this series given in this function form. So let's go. I want to see your answer. So for the third term, with 17. So the fifth term, what would the answer be? So solve 30 seconds. I want to see your answer. Let's go. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Okay. Some persons got 49. So let's see it together. So the fifth term, T5, will be what? 2 multiplied by n is 5, right? Squared minus 1. And that will give us what? 2 multiplied by 5 squared is 25 minus 1. So that gives you what? 50 minus 1. And the answer is 49. So if you said 49, you are very correct. So this is how we treat series as a function. So let me give another series quickly, and then you provide me with the term I would give you, and then we'll proceed. So third term, fifth term, and eighth term. Let's go. So you still have just 60 seconds to provide the three. So you have this series in this function form. You want to give us the third term of this series, the fifth term, and the eighth term. This is 8. All right, so your time starts now. 60 seconds to provide the third, fifth, and eighth terms. Let's go. All right, so most of you are correct for the first one. So for the second, T5 will be 2 into 5 squared minus 1 over 2 into 5 squared plus 1. So you have 25 multiplied by 2, that's 50 minus 1 over 25. 5 squared is 25 times 2, 50 plus 1. So that's 49 over 51. So correct. Did anybody do this third one? I didn't see any answer to that effect, but I really hope some of you did. And this is easy enough. Okay. Okay, one person did it and got what? Yeah, that's Ginika. 127 over 129. Okay. Benita Naji got 127 over 129 also. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, Fortune too got the same thing. Okay. I want to assume you all can't be wrong. So let's just show that. So we'll have 2 into 8 squared minus 1 over 2 into 8 squared plus 1. So 8 squared is 64, right? 64 times 2 is 128. So we have 128 minus 1 over same thing, 128 plus 1. Okay, so we have 127 over 129. So correct. Those of you who gave us this answer, yeah, beautiful. So you are following very well. So now we've looked at three things. One is sequence, the other is series. Now we've seen series as a function. Now we're going to proceed to arithmetic progression. That's the business of the day, arithmetic progression. So we needed to understand all of series and sequence so that when we begin arithmetic progression, it is simple and clear. So let's go. So arithmetic progression. Now, what is an arithmetic progression? It's simple. And that arithmetic progression, which for short I'll be calling one. If you can hear me now, type 1 so that we can continue from where we stopped. If you can hear me clearly, type 1. Just type 1 in the comment section. Type 1 if you can hear me. Let's proceed. Can the volume come down, please? Yeah. So if you can hear me, type 1. Okay, a lot of ones in the house. Yeah, so we can proceed now. So the question is, what is an arithmetic progression? Now, an arithmetic progression is a kind of progression where the difference between each consecutive terms is constant. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. Let's say we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Now, what's the difference between 2 and 4? Or like 4 minus 2? The answer is 2, right? So 2 and 4 are consecutive terms, and the difference is 2. Let's pick another set of consecutive terms, 8 and 10. They are consecutive because there's no number between them. So these 8 and 10 are consecutive numbers. What's the difference between them? 10 minus 8 is 2. Let's pick these two. They are consecutive, right? What's the difference between 8 and 6 is 2. So if the difference between two consecutive terms throughout that series or sequence is constant, we'll say that is an AP. So an AP has constant common difference. So the difference between any two consecutive terms is constant. So you can say that is an AP. So I'm going to give you three series or sequence. You're going to tell me whether or not each of them is AP. So just write AP or not AP at the end of it. Remember, if it's an AP, the difference between the consecutive terms, two consecutive terms, will be constant throughout the series, okay, or sequence. So you're telling me either it's AP or it's not AP. So number 1, 2, and 3. So you just tell me whether or not it's an AP. Okay, so number 1, is it an AP? Number 2, is it an AP? Number 3, is it an AP? So you have 10 seconds. The three questions, just tell me whether or not it's an AP. So you can say number 1, AP, 2, not AP, and so on. So your 10 seconds starts now. I'm counting. Hope I'm not distracting you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see the answers coming in. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Everybody has said number 1 AP, and that's the only thing I've gotten. All right, so I really want to see. So your time is almost up. Please provide your answer. Okay, 1 AP, 2 AP. Somebody did not, who is this Fortune? You didn't indicate which number you're talking about. So let's know which number you're talking about, which is AP or which is not AP. Okay, so from what we are seeing, the resolution might be a bit poor on your screen. So you can increase the resolution of your system, choose higher picture quality so that you can get the best in terms of the video quality. So just go to the settings and choose higher picture quality. Okay, so number 1, what's the difference? 5. The difference, 5. The difference, 5. So this is an AP. What's the difference? 1. The difference, 2. The difference, 4. So it is not common. So this is not an AP. The difference, 2. The difference, 3. The difference, 2. So this is not an AP. So let's see. How many of you got all 3? So number 1 is an AP, 2 is not an AP, 3 is not an AP. Remember, for an AP, the difference is constant throughout. So here we have 5 as a constant difference. So 1 is an AP, 2 is not an AP, 3 is not an AP. Okay, yeah, Emmanuel Chidera got it. Said 2 is not an AP, and 3 is not. Benita Naji also got it. Demon code with me. He also got it. All right, interesting. So now we know what an AP is, and we can say when we see an AP. Now, the next thing we'll address is the n term of an AP. So nth term of an AP. Now, this concept is pretty straightforward. Now you have a progression. You know there's one term followed by another and so on. You have consecutive terms. We've talked about that. Now let's pick a simple example. Let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. This is obviously an arithmetic progression, right? Because it has a difference of 2. And there are a few things we can bring out. Now, the first term, T1, the first term, for the sake of convenience, we're going to be calling it A. So the first term, we're going to be calling it A for convenience sake. Now, the common difference which makes it an AP is either the second term minus the first term. That's 4 minus 2, 2, right? Or 6 minus 4 is 2, isn't it? So the common difference that makes this series or this sequence an AP is gotten by subtracting the second term, sorry, the first term from the second term, or T3 minus T2, the second from the third, or T4 minus T3, or whatever the number is, minus T, that number minus 1. So if you have 3 here, you have 4. You have 2 here, you have 3. So Tn minus T, that number minus 1. This is a very important one. So take note, the first term, T1, we'll call it A. And the common difference is T2 minus T1, or T3 minus T2, or T4 minus T3, and so on. Now, what about the second term? The second term will be the first term plus that common difference. Now let's try it in this case. Our first term here, our first term T1 is, which is A, we refer to it as A, is equal to 2, right? Now our second term will be that first term plus that common difference to make the second one. So T2 will be A, which is 2. We said A plus D, right? Which is what? 2 plus common difference is 2, making 4. Okay, in this case, let's establish our common difference based on what we have here. So our common difference is what? Either 4 minus 2, which is 2, or 6 minus 4, which is 2, or 8 minus 6, which is 2. Just pick two consecutive terms and find the difference. So our common difference is 2 in this case. So like I said, how do we get our second term? It's just the first term, which is A, we've defined that here, plus that common difference. So, and it's giving us 4. So how do we get our third term? It's the first term plus, remember, you add the common difference to get this. You add another common difference to get this. So 2 plus 2, 4, plus 2 again, which is common difference, 6. So that's A plus 2D. That's 2 times the common difference. So you added 2 common difference to give us 6. So the fourth term now will be, we have to add 3 common difference to give us that. So it's just a pattern. So watch, the fourth term now will be A plus 3 common difference. So add 1 common difference, that's 2, add 2 again, add 2 again. So we add 3 common differences to this A to get the fourth term. And if you look at this now, it's becoming a pattern. So whatever the number is, it's just A plus that same number minus 1, D. So when it was 4, it's 3. When it's 3, it is 2. When it's 2, it's 1. So whatever the number is, so Tn is simply A plus the number minus 1 multiplied by D. Now, you'll be tested on many fronts. But before I start bringing in examples, let's just establish the formula completely. Now, this Tn here is called the nth term or the last term. If I say find the 10th term, that's we are stopping at 10, right? That's also the last term. So this Tn is the nth term or the last term. Now, what is A? A, we have established that as the first term, which is T1, right? What is D? Already established as what? The common difference. And then N. So we've looked at Tn, A, D, now N. What is N? N is the number of terms that make up that Tn. So the number of terms you are treating, that's N. Okay? So with this, I believe you are clear with N terms of an AP. So we're going to solve a lot of problems. All of these problems that are here fall under what we've learned. So let's go from understanding the formula and how it works to solving real exam standard questions. So, is there anything I'm missing under N terms of an AP? No. So let me rub now and we'll start solving. Remember that we're going to keep this video up. So after the live class, you can still take your time to watch it or forward to any part that you deem necessary. So let's keep the formula somewhere. Tn equals to A plus N minus 1 multiplied by D. Okay, so before we start solving fully, do you have any question? Are you confused about any part of what I explained so that I touch it? Because without understanding what I've explained, you still struggle when we're solving the problem. So is there any aspect you want me to re-explain? Okay, so clear enough. Now, let's pick, before we start solving, let's pick a sequence. Let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, so 1. What is the 10th term? So it's like you're looking for T10. Now you have a standard formula, right? Since this is an AP, let's check 5, 5, 5. So this is an AP, right? AP. So it says, what is the 10th term of this progression? Okay. So how do we do something like this? We know that the formula T10 will be equal to what? A plus 9D, right? Because 10 minus 1, Tn, whatever the number is, the number minus 1. So T10 will be A plus 10 minus 1, which is 9D. Okay, so I believe this is clear. Now, what is our A? We're giving A the first term, right? which is 5. So we only need A and D now to get our answer. Now we have the first term, which is 5. That was given to us. Now D was not given to us directly, but we can get it easily. We can just say 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just say T4 minus T3 or T2. Okay, let's use T2 minus T1. The same thing, you get the same answer. T2 minus T1. So what's our T2? 10 minus our T1, 5, which is what? 5. So now we know A and we know D. So to find our 10th term is very easy. So T10, which is A as 5 plus 9D. What's our D? 5. So this will give us 5 plus 9 times 5. That's 45, right? And final answer, 50. So our 10th term is 50. Okay. So number 2, which you are going to do for me, what is the 20th term of this AP? So let's go. I'll give you 60 seconds. That's actually much because you have everything it takes already. So what's the 20th term? So I'm waiting for your answers now. Let's go. Most of you got 100 from the comments I was reading. So let's see. So T20 will be equal to A plus 19D, right? So our A is what? Same A, 5 plus 19 times 5. So that's 5 plus 95, and that is 100. So everybody that commented got it. That's a good one. Okay, so now let's start solving our problems on arithmetic progression. So number one says, hope this is clear enough. Yeah. Number one says, what is the fifth term of the sequence? So we have the sequence minus 3, 2, 7, and so on. What is the 15th term? So we're looking for what? T15, which we don't know. Okay, but we know that it is what? A plus 14D, right? So the T15 will be A plus 14D. Obvious. So now what's our A? Our A is obvious, minus 3. And what's our D? Remember our D is what? T2 minus T1. So what's our T2? That's 2 minus, what's our T1? Minus 3. Okay? So 2 minus 3, that gives us what? 2 plus 3, right? And this is 5. So remember, we only need A and D to solve a problem like this. So our T15 will be A, which is minus 3, plus 14 times 5. So we'll have minus 3 plus 5 times 4 is 20, 0 carry 2, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2, 7. Okay, so what's our answer? So our answer is what? 67. Yeah, so that's number one. If it's not clear to you, you can indicate. Sorry. If it's not clear to you, you can indicate. Sorry, phone. If it's not clear to you, you can indicate. Okay, so that was number one. Okay, so I want to assume it is clear to each and every one of us. So number two. All right, so welcome back. Sorry for the break in transmission. It was it's caused by our local network here, so bear with us. Okay, so we're looking at number 3. The question says, what is the 50th odd number? The 50th odd number. So now I was giving you the list of odd numbers. The first is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. So we know the odd numbers, right? So the number 50, that's T50, like the 50th one, will be same thing, A plus 49D. So this should just be what you play around with. So once you're looking for T, a number, that number minus 1D plus A. Okay, so what's our A? Our A is 1 plus 49 multiplied by, what's our common difference? Remember, D is what? T2 minus T1, right? So 3 minus 1, which is 2. So we'll have 2 here. So we'll have 1 plus 49 times 2, 98. Final answer, 99. Okay, so I believe this is clear enough. So before our next one, let me give you one to do quickly. So class, tell me, what is the 100th even number? The number 100 of the even numbers, what is it? So let's go. What is the 100th even number? Yes, let's see your answer to that before we go on to number 4. So yes, so what is the 100th even number? Okay, yeah. Okay, Benita Naji got 200. Okay, so the question is, what is the 100th even number? The number 100 of the even numbers. What is it? Okay, Ginika got 199, 199. Benita got 200. So the others, what's your answer? The 50th even number. So one more answer so that we'll solve. Okay, so Chima got 199. Okay, let's try. So even numbers, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. So now in this case, you have to know what even numbers are. That's the first test. Now we're looking for number 100. So our A for even number is 2. So if you started from 1, sorry, you miss it. So some of you started from 1. I'm seeing some answers there that shows that your first number was 1. And how you know that you are even wrong? If you got 199, 199 is not an even number in the first place. Okay. 4 people got 199. 199 is not even an even number. So check. Okay, but it's fine. Let's do it together so that you understand it clearly now. So 2 is an even number. 4 numbers that are divisible by 2, all of them are even numbers. And when they form a sequence like this, so you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and so on. So we're looking for number 100. So our n is 100, right? And our common difference is also 2. How did I get this 2? 4 minus 2, 2. 6 minus 4, 2. 8 minus 6, 2. So common difference, we've explained that earlier. Now, T100 equals to A plus 99D, right? 99D. There's no need for this. So A plus 99D, isn't it? So our A is 2 plus 99 times, what's our D? 2, isn't it? So you have 2 plus 198, right? So 198 plus 2. I know most of you getting 199. You chose 1 as your first term. So that's the first mistake. 1 is not an even number. So it is 2 that is the first even number. So take note of that. So this plus this is 200. Okay, so Benita, I think that's your name. Yeah. So Benita was the first to get it. So Fortune also got it. Okay, most of us corrected ourselves. That's good. Okay, but it shows that we're following. So the 100th even number is 200. All right. So let's proceed to number 4. Okay, number 4 is 100th even number. Sorry, I didn't even check there. Yeah. So can I rub this now? Let's do number 5. It says, what term of this AP is 44? Let me bring it out clearly. It says, what term of this AP, that's question 5 now. 2, 5, sorry. It's supposed to be 5, 8. So what term is 44? That this AP now that is going. So we have 2, 5, 8, and so on. But we'll get to a point that we'll stop at 44. We'll get to a point that the number is 44. So which term is it? Like this is term 1, term 2, term 3. So which term is 44? Do you understand the question? The question says, what term of the arithmetic progression this is 44? That's the number, the n is 44, right? So remember that we don't know the n, like the n, but we know the tn. Remember, tn is the what? The last term. So we're ending at 44, right? So the last term is 44. So remember I told you that tn is last term or nth term, while n is the number itself. So it's this number itself we're looking for. So which number will give us a tn of 44? I don't know if my explanation is clear enough. Do you understand what I'm explaining? Okay, you're suggesting next topics, right? Okay, that's good. We'll analyze all your comments before we end the class, and then we'll let you know what's next. So the question says, what term of this is 44? As you're looking, you have been given Tn as 44, the last term where you stop, right? But you don't know which number will give you this 44. So what we have is A as 2, obviously. Common difference as T2 minus T1, that's 5 minus 2, which is 3, or 8 minus 5, which is 3. So our D is obviously 3, and our Tn, our last term, is 44. So we're stopping at 44, but we don't know the n. So remember, Tn equals to what? A plus n minus 1 D, right? So Tn, 44, equals to A, 2 plus n minus 1 multiplied by D, which is 3. So we're looking for n that will give us 44. So let's go. 44 equal to 2 plus 3 times n. 3n minus 3 times 1 is 3. So let's collect like terms. 44 number positive 2 becomes negative 2 when it crosses to 44. Negative 3 becomes positive 3 when it crosses to 44. And here we'll have our positive 3n. So if we analyze this or evaluate this, it gives us 45 equals to 3n. And remember what we did last week, transposition of formulas. That taught us that we can divide both sides by 3, right? Since we're looking for n, or we're trying to make n subject. So 3 cancels 3, and n equal to 15. So that was clear enough. So n is 15. So if you keep counting to number 15, the answer will be 44. Okay, so I believe this is clear enough. Now number 6, and this one is technical. It says, I believe you have mastered this formula. So this one gives us a sequence 10, x, y, 19. He said this is an AP. And that's everything we're given. He says we should find x and y. So looking at this clearly, what do you think we can do from here? Yes? What do you think we can do? We're given 10, x, y, 19. So what do you think we can do? Okay? What do you think we can do? So now we have our first term, right? the answer is 10. Our second term, the answer is x. Our third term, the answer is y. And our fourth term, the answer is what? 19. Right? From the question, first, second, third, fourth now. So this is our last term also. So that'll give us some relief. So remember, this is also our A, right? Our T1 is 10 and we can call it A. So how do we get X and Y? No common difference. So what do? I got a solution. Watch. Now, this term given to us obviously from here, that's T1, T2, T4. So the T4 is 19, right? Remember that T4 is what? A plus 3D, right? So the fourth term, T4 is A plus 3D. We've learned that already. So now we have A already from here. So 10 plus 3D equal to 19. So we can do our like term thing. So 3D will be equal to 19 minus 10, right? Plus 10 goes here, becomes minus 10. So 3D equals to 19 minus 10, that's 9. So what do? We can divide both sides by 3. So our D equal to 3. So now we know A and D, so we can do anything. So once you have your A and D, you can do anything. So A is 10, D is 3. So we can find X easily. X is just T2, right? Which is A plus 1D. Y is T3, right? Which is A plus 2D. So our A is 10 plus our D is 3, making 13. So X is simply 13. So what is the answer to Y if you are following? Yes, I'm trying to be fast because we've lost some time to the bad network. So bear with me if you think I'm too fast. Okay, so somebody got 13 and 16. That's Ginica. That's good. So let's try. So we have what? 10 plus 2D. That's 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 10. That's 16. So Ginica, you're correct. Yeah, so that was number 6. This number 7. It says the fourth term of an AP is 13 and the 10th term is 31. So no first term, no common difference. It says find the 21st term. So this one, let's analyze it together. In case you're writing and I've rubbed it off, just be relaxed. At the end of the live class, we'll leave the video online so you can always go back and forth to the position where you need to write something. So this number 7 says that the fourth term of an AP is 13. So T4 is 13. And the 10th term is 31. Find the 21st term. So the 10th term, so T10, the answer is 31. That we should find T21. So we have to find the 21st term. So what do you think we can do in this case? No A, no D. Yeah. Okay, so everyone is following. Good. So, watch. The fourth term, T4, is usually A plus 3D, right? And the answer is 13. So we already understand this from what we've been learning. The answer is 13. So let's call this equation 1. And then they give us the 10th term, right? And T10 is what? A plus 9D, right? And the answer is 31. Let's call this equation 2. Okay, so we now have simultaneous equations. All right, so how do we solve this? Very simple and straight. Since we have a and a, coefficients of 1 and 1, just simply say equation 2 minus equation 1. So the bigger one minus the smaller one. So it always works like that, okay, in almost all cases. So a minus a, 0. 9d minus 3d, that's 6d, right? Then 31 minus 13, that's 18, right? So a minus a, 0. 9d minus 3d, that's 6d. 31 minus 13, that's 18. So straightforward, we can divide both sides by 6, right? And d is equal to what? 3. Okay, now that we've known what d is, 3, we can bring d into any of these equations to get a. So the language is this: substitute 3 for d in equation 1. Any one of your choice, but I prefer 1 because it looks easier. So from equation 1, we have a plus 3d. Instead of d now, we'll put what? 3 there, equal to 13. So a plus 3 multiplied by 3, 9, equal to 13, right? So a equals to 13 minus 9. We know that already, and a is equals to 4. Remember, once you know your A and your D, you can do anything. So the question says find T21. So obviously, T21 will be A plus what? 20D. Right? So our A is what? 4 plus 20. What's our D? 3. So our D is 3. So you have what? 4 plus 20 times 3, that's 60. Final answer, 64. Yeah, an interesting one. So take note, when you are not giving the A and the D and you are given two terms, you can form a simultaneous equation, subtract, just play around it. So once you have your A and your D, you can do anything. Okay, so if you have followed us till this point, it means that you have really been gaining something from the class. Okay, so yeah, some already got 64, like Ginika and Benita. Okay, so one more question we have here. It says, given that 443 is the nth term of the AP, 5 plus 8 plus 11, find n. We've done something like this already, so I'll allow you to solve this number 8. And let's see what your answer would be. So I hope I can rub this. I've explained to you, we'll leave the video online, so you can always go back and watch, okay? So to save time, let's go. So check, can you see number 8 question clearly? It says, given that 443 is the nth term of the arithmetic progression, 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus dot dot dot, find n. Can you see the question clearly? Or I need to bring it up here. Question 8. You have an AP that is 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus dot dot dot. So this is the AP. And they said that 443 is the nth term, and they want to find n. So this is the number, this is a summary of number 8. It says, given that 443 is the nth term of the AP, 5, 8, 11, and so on, find n. So I want you to solve this, and let's see if you've been following. We've done an example like this already, almost exactly, just different values. So let's see what your answer will be in the next 60 seconds. Yeah, just 60. Let's go. So what you have is this series, or this series, yes, and the 443 is the nth term. What is n? So remember, from here you have our a first term is 5. Our common difference is t2 minus t1, don't forget, or t3 minus t2. So 11 minus 8 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3, so our common difference is 3, right? So our Tn is 443, but we don't know our n. So remember that Tn is a plus n minus 1d. This should be our anthem. Okay, so 443 equals to a, which is 5, plus n minus 1, n we don't know, d, our d is what? Common difference is 3. So 443 equals to 5 plus 3 times n, that's 3n, minus 3 times 1 is 3. So let's leave n and bring all the numbers to the other side. So we have 443 minus 5. This plus 5 becomes minus 5. Then you have what? Plus 3 equals to 3n. Okay, so this will give us 441, right? Yes, 443 equals to 3n, right? So if we divide both sides by 3 from here, this cancels this, our n will become what, which is what we're looking for. So our n is 147. Yeah, so we're short on time, so we might not be able to cover everything we planned, but I will give you the formula for the next set and give you like 3 questions so you can try them at home, and if you don't understand in our next class we can talk about them before we start. So what we've covered is n terms of an AP. So there are cases where they need the sum of the n terms of that AP. So what do we do in that case? That's what we want to look at quickly. Before we go, we won't be able to solve as many problems as this on that sum, but let's just get the picture clear. So sum of n terms of an AP. Now the formula is straightforward. Sn equals to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 d, or Sn equals to n over 2a plus l. Now let me define all the terms we have. I think only l is strange there, but this l, we know our, okay, Sn is the sum of the number of terms. Remember, there's s here, terms, so you are adding a number of terms together. So the sum of the number of terms given is the number of terms over 2 into, we're familiar with this, but now L is what we're not familiar with. So L is same thing as Tn from where we're coming. So which is what? Last term. So take note, this is the only new term there. So L is the same as Tn from where we are coming, which is the last term. So 1, what is the sum of the first 50 odd numbers? So what is the sum of the first 50 odd numbers? Now, you're not looking for the 50th term, right? So the sum of all first 50 odd numbers. So that will be our question 1. Question 2. Okay, let me get some questions so that we are fast, so that we don't waste further time than we already have. Okay, so 3 questions. One says that what is the sum of the first 50 odd numbers? That's straightforward. So anybody has done that already. The sum of the first 50 odd numbers. Yes. I need to do 1 or 2 so that you get familiar with how the formula is used. And then, okay, let me do 1 and then you do 2. If you can do 1, you can do 2 because they are both like of the same category. So it says find the sum of the first 50 odd numbers. Is this place clear? Check from the device. Okay, it's clear enough, right? So for odd numbers, you have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on, right? Our first term is what? 1, and our common difference is 2. 3 minus 1, 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. So our n is 50 because we're looking for first 50. Okay, so S50, following this formula, since we don't have the last term, we cannot use this one, so we'll use this one, equals to 50 over 2, that's n is 50 over 2, into 2 multiplied by a, which is 1, plus n minus 1. 50 minus 1 is 49, right? 49. What's our d now? Our d is 2. So look at it very well. I'm just inserting these values into this formula. So we'll have 25 divine. Okay, multiplied by, no, I mean, so we'll have, here is 2 times 1 is 2 plus 49 times 2, that's 98, right? So we'll have our 25 multiplied by 100, right? So 92 plus 98 is 100. So we have 2500, so 2500 is the sum. So if you add 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, you add everything to number 50, the sum will give us 2500 or 2500. Okay, so number 2 is for you to provide answer. It says, what is the sum of the first 100 even numbers? Sum of the first 100 even numbers. Okay, so quickly, so that we can round up. Sum of the first 100 even numbers. Okay, so I'm watching for your answers. All right, so for the second problem, it says what is the sum of the first 100 even numbers? Okay, so even numbers, we know there are 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, right? Our first term is 2, and our common difference is 2, obviously. So our n is 100, right? So S100, using this formula again, we'll have 100 over 2 into 2 times A, which is 2, plus 99, that's 100 minus 1, 99D, which is 2. So we'll have 50 multiplied by, what we'll have here is 4 plus 198. So we'll have what? 50 multiplied by 202. So 2 times 5 is 10, 0 carry 1, times 5 times 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So we'll have 10,100. So yeah, some of you got it actually, some of you didn't, but I believe you've learned it. So let me take this last one as your assignment, right? So kindly zoom in number 3. But I'll be waiting for you. If you can provide the answers, fine. I'm still here waiting for you. So this number 3. It says the system of an AP is 35, while the 13th term is 77. Find the twin. This is very easy. We've done something like this. Let me give you a hint. You're going to need simultaneous equation. I think the last one we saw before we came here. So you're going to need that idea to find the 20th term. In that case, we did 21st term, if you can remember. So the sixth term is this. So do your T6, A plus 5D. 13th term, A plus 12D. Find your A and D first using that simultaneous equation I explained. So with that, you can find the 20th term, and then you can find the sum of the first 30 terms. So I'm still here waiting, and I'll be monitoring your answers. But can this mark the official end of the class? Or you come and give a closing remark while we wait for them to provide answers. So give the closing remark. So hold on, he's coming to give a closing remark, but we'll still be on live waiting for you. If you provide the answer, we'll tell you whether or not you're correct, and we can communicate further. So I'm still at the background waiting for you.
All right, so thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate your presence here in this live video. So I was seeing the comment section, yeah, a while ago. You guys are having problem with topic like where is it?
Geometrical progressions,
Yeah,
theorem.
yeah, matrices. Okay, matrix, quadratic equation. We have done quadratic equation, I guess. We have done quadratic equation. If you want to like look at the topic, you can just go to like the previous video we have done in our live session. Just go to the channel. Just search it out. You see, yeah. And don't forget to subscribe right now. Subscribe. All right. So yeah, geometrical. Okay. Right, so you guys should just try and solve this number 3. If you have answers, drop it, and don't forget to subscribe now. We are still online in this live session. Thanks for joining. Shout out to our um, active members, Frekchukes, Benita, Sochima, Fortune, yeah, Messi. Yeah, I can see y'all. I really appreciate for you guys. I appreciate you guys for joining. Yeah. So next week we are going to be live the same time on Friday. Yeah, please don't miss that. So if you have answers to this, you can just drop it. All right. Peace out.
All right, so I believe you've taken time to solve and you've gotten your answers. Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe so that you can keep getting interesting solutions to mathematical problems. So apart from these live classes, we also upload lectures on different topics that will be very useful to you in your academics. So whether you're just a lover of maths, you would enjoy them. If you are in SS1 or 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade in your school, this is a good alternative to the headaches that you get in math. So we'll solve problems for you clearly and you will really love it. So subscribe to the channel now. Now, if you have solved it already, like Benita, I think, yeah. If you haven't or you're having difficulty, let me just show you quickly before I go. I'm not giving you the final answer, but I want to show you what to do. The sixth term, which is a plus 5d, is equal to 35, right? The 13th term, which is a plus 12d, is 7, equation 2. So remember what I said. If you have things like this where you don't have a and d, just say equation 2 minus equation 1, right? A minus a, 0. 12 minus 5, so 7. Right? So, and this gives you what? 42. So you can divide here and get you, okay, let's just do that. 7. So d is equals to 8. Sorry, 6. Right? And then you can substitute d into this and get your a. So once you have your a and d, you can find the first one. T21 is a plus 20d, right? And S30 equals to, just pick this formula in and impute your values. Your N is 30, your A is from here, and your D is from here. So if you do all of this, you get your answer. So I'll still be there watching for your answers. So subscribe to the channel and really have a good night. And you can check your textbook, follow up on the topic, and then you're good. So subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful day ahead.